What is going on, traders? We got a lot to talk about. We're going to go over NQ, SPY, ES, triple Qs, all that fun stuff. So before we start, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So right now we're looking at the NQ daily time frame. And this is where I need you guys to lock in because this is something very, very interesting, right? So we did this before. Let's go back in time. We did this before. We're going to go back all the way to 2018. All right. Now, in case you're new to this channel or maybe you missed the video for whatever reason, 2018. 2018, right here. So what happened in 2018? Well, between 2018 and 2019, we were in a tariff war. But not only that, Donald Trump was president during this time. But not only that, right? We have a three black crow pattern, and we talked about this pattern before, right? So you have three bearish engulfing patterns, and then you consolidate the next day, and then you had a leg down from there. Now, what's interesting is what happened after the three black crows pattern, right? So you broke completely down towards the 200 MA, you bounced off of it, or you consolidated for a day, and then you bounced off of it, and then you headed back towards the 100 MA. You got a little bit above it, but eventually you rejected from there. You created a lower high, lower low. You retested the 100 MA once again. You rejected from there, created a lower low, lower high right here, and then you bounce back towards the upside and you did it all over again, and then you headed much further to the downside. Now, this is the part where I want you guys to lock in. Screenshot this. If you got great memory, try your best to remember this because this is where things get very, very interesting. So let's fast forward. Let's go back to present day. What is currently happening on the NQ? Well, you have your three black crows pattern. You consolidated for a day. You broke down towards the 200 MA. Now, this is what's interesting. This doji right here, this is the exact same scenario we're looking at 2018, besides this one candle right here. The exact same scenario. So I'm not saying we're going to bounce from here. In fact, I can't tell you for sure if we're going to bounce from here. But if we do, if for some reason we do, right? Because Donald Trump speaks tonight, we got a bunch of news tomorrow, right? If we do bounce from here, we could be looking at a move towards 21,000. And if we do get a move towards 21,000, what's going to happen from there? Is history going to repeat itself like it did in 2018, where you saw a move towards the 100 MA? You got a little bit above it, of course, and then you rejected back towards the downside and made a lower low. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Now, the day is not over. Okay, the day is not over. This candle can easily turn from a doji to another engulfing candle. Very much possible, right? So the day isn't over when it comes to the futures market. But I think this is very interesting how things are playing out pretty much the same as 2018. You guys let me know what you think about that. All right, so key levels when it comes to the NQ. 20,770, 20,800, give or take. You want to see a break and retest above that level. After that, I think it goes without saying that you're going to see a move towards 21,000. And then from there, I would suggest just waiting to see what happens. I'm not saying trade the rejection off 100 MA unless that's part of your strategy. I'm just saying lock in when this happens because it's going to be very interesting. All right. Now, if we continue towards the downside, you just want to see a break below 20,280. Okay. 20,280. From there, you want to see a break below 20,070. And then after that, it gets pretty ugly, guys. I'm not going to lie to you because you have a gap all the way towards the 19,000s. Okay. You have a gap. Hopefully, I can find it or see it. You have a gap right here at around 19,500. So you definitely want to see the 200 MA hold if you are bullish in the overall market. All right, so that's what I'm looking at when it comes to the NQ. ES 5850. So today we broke below 5850. You guys saw the violent reaction after that. You just pretty much tanked towards the downside. Bulls tried to reclaim it towards close. Well, not towards close, a little bit towards close, probably like 2 hours before close. Bulls tried to reclaim it, and then we rejected all the way from 5880, and then we got back below 5850. So that is your key level. You want to get above 5850. From there, 5880. You get back above 5900. Things are looking good for the Bulls. Again, as long as you stay below 5,900, you are in negative gamma territory. So you can very much continue to head further down. And right now, my target for the downside is 5,700. All right, 5,700. Now, when it comes to upside, if we do get above 5,900, I'm looking at a move towards 5,950. And then chances are we're going to create some type of lower high. And in case I didn't mention this, I still don't think the bottom is in. I'm just letting you guys know that now. Okay. Still don't think the bottom is in. Despite what happened today, despite how much we dropped, I still don't think the bottom is in. Every day, Discord members ask me this. Every day, somebody on YouTube asks me this. Every day, somebody on social media asks me, "Is the bottom in? Should we start trading the bottom?" And I'm just like, if you keep focusing on where the bottom is, you're gonna miss out on money. Right? You're gonna miss out on so much opportunities because you're too focused on trying to catch the bottom. And I'm telling you guys now, I've learned this from experience. Trust me. I'd be trying to. I used to try to catch the bottoms. I used to try to catch the tops. When I did call the top for the SPY, it was just a coincidence, guys. I wasn't looking for it. Okay, it was just a coincidence. So I know you guys like to think that I'm like Houdini or some genie or something like that, but I don't go looking for bottoms. I let them come to me. That sounds crazy. I don't go looking for bottoms. Wow, that sounds crazy. All right, let's move on. All right. So ES 5850, all right, is your key level. When it comes to downside, this guy right here, 5740. You break below 5740, you're looking bad. You're heading towards 5700. That was crazy. All right. SPY. So one thing I said in the Discord is today reminds me a lot of what happened on Friday. And so one thing I tell you guys all the time, you want to see a staircase up and an elevator down. Today we made a complete elevator towards the upside. You don't want to see that. All right. Now, by all means, trade it, buy it, whatever you need to do, whatever your strategy suggests you should do. But me personally, I would take profit as fast as I can when the market moves that fast in one day towards the upside. Downside, completely normal. When it does it towards the upside in one day, when you're seeing like 10, 20 point moves towards the upside in one day, when it comes to the SPY, you definitely want to take profit as fast as you can. All right. So do what you want with that information. That's just me. 580 is your key level. We're kind of breaking above it after hours, but 580 is your key level. From there, 584. 584 is where your original gap fill was, guys. So you definitely want to pay attention to these levels. After 584, you want to see 585 get broken because that's your psych level. And then from there, you're looking at a move towards 589, 590s. Okay, 590s. All right. And then from there, between 590, I would say between 590 and 595, it's very much possible you create some type of lower high. It's also important to note that you're making a morning star pattern. I'm not a fan of morning star patterns with wicks in between them, like these massive wicks, but I do imagine that these guys are going to get taken out right here. These guys are probably panicking right now, so they might get stopped out of their position. If that happens, then chances are we're heading towards 589, 590 all over again when it comes to the SPY. So you definitely want to watch that. And that's pretty much all I have for the SPY when it comes to upside. When it comes to downside, I still think we're going to head towards the low 560s. It's just all a matter of when. I can't tell you when. Okay, I know you guys want me to tell you the exact dates and things like that, but I can't tell you when that's going to happen. 572. 572 is your key level right here where these guys are. All right. You want to see these guys get taken out. You want to see them get stopped out of their position right here. Okay, 572. All right, so if we reject 580 for whatever reason, maybe pre-market or something like that, and we continue towards the downside, if we start heading back towards 572, these guys right here, these bulls right here, they're going to panic. They're going to get stopped out of the position if we get below 572. From there, you're free falling. Okay, you're pretty much free falling because there's nothing here. There's nothing but a liquid territory here. So these bulls right here, all right, this is why I love showing you guys price action and just how important paying attention to the candles are. So these guys right here, these bulls right here, these are the guys that's holding us up, right? They're holding the market up. These are the guys that stepped in and pretty much saved the day, okay, for now, all right? But if they get stopped out, you're very illiquid towards the downside, all right? You're heading towards 568. Okay, so you definitely want to be careful if you break below 572, all right, because it can happen fast, all right? Now, triple Qs. Triple Q's 500, I think that goes without saying. You could be looking at a move towards 510 all over again, and then you're just retesting this. You form some type of double top or a lower high, and then you just head further down. So that's possible if you get above 500. Your next key level after that will be 503. Right here where these guys are. Zoom in real quick. So right here where these guys are, you're looking at a move above 503, and then from there 505, 510, blah blah blah. All right. Downside. All right, downside. I'm actually shocked that we went this low. I thought we would at least get a bounce off 492 gap fill. That did not happen at all. But I will say that was an evil bear trap. If you stayed in any position here on the triple Qs, because for whatever reason, yeah, you're a madman. All right, 487 Bears got absolutely decimated right here. If they held. So, yeah, right here in this area right here around 500, 503, Bears are very much present. All right, so we do got a lot of news tomorrow, so these guys can get taken out. But regardless, guys, regardless if we see upside or not, I know people are gonna get excited. Bulls are gonna start drooling at the mouth, start foaming. I, at minimum, I think this is gonna be a simple retest to 510 before we do it all over again. Okay, all over again. So pay attention, be careful. All right, do not marry the idea of the market heading towards all-time highs because there is no sign of us heading towards all-time highs with all these bears here. All right, if there is a sign, trust me, I have no issues making a video and letting you guys know. I know you guys think I'm a perma bear, but when the market is bullish, I make bullish videos. All right, I don't care what direction the market goes. All I care is about a bag, and all I care about is making sure you guys get a bag or try my best to, and then making sure Discord members make a bag. But at the end of the day, you do what you want. All right. So that's what I'm looking at when it comes to the triple Qs in regards to upside. Not yeah, triple Qs when it comes to upside. Downside, I mean, it goes without saying. You just want to see these guys get taken out. You want to get back below the 200 MA. 487 is your key level here. From there, you're looking at a move towards 484. So nothing too crazy. And then you have a gap all the way in the 470s, but yeah, we're quite a ways off from that. So won't talk about it. Now, here's why I think the bottom is not in. All right. And it's mainly because of semiconductor ETFs. So we look at SMH. This is why I don't think the bottom is in, guys. Until semiconductor ETFs make like massive moves and break key levels, I'm just not buying any upside the market is giving us, right? I'm just I'm skeptical. I'm just skeptical. Okay, I'm really cautious on what's happening here. So we broke below this descending triangle on SMH, but not only that, after hours, well not after hours, a little bit before close, we saw a rejection of 229, which was our key level. We broke below 229 and we headed as low as to 220s, but we're still within this descending triangle. What do I tell you guys? Anytime you break back in a pattern, chances are you're going to continue in that direction. So we still have plenty of room towards the low 200s when it comes to SMH. Now, if SMH just so happens to break above 235, then we can start talking money. Then we can start going crazy and rallies and all-time highs. It's very much possible from that point. But until that happens, I just don't trust any move the market is doing in regards to the upside. Now, again, make your money towards the upside, guys. But all I'm saying is that me personally, this is just me. You do what you want with this information. I would take profit as fast as I can, or as much profit as I can when the market gives us upside until we get more confirmation, right? That's just me. Maybe you guys are right. If you are super bullish and you're expecting all-time highs or previous highs from here, maybe you're right. But for me, I want more confirmation and I want semiconductor ETFs to fall in line before I start marrying the idea of us heading back towards previous highs, if not all-time highs. So SMH 229 is your key level. You're currently below that right now. If you break below 218, chances are you're heading towards 213, 213, 214, give or take. And then from there, you get very liquid all the way towards 200 if you break below 213. We'll say 210 because that's our psych level. All right. So that's what I'm looking at for SMH. But again, you're just making these lower highs. High here, lower high here. You haven't made a much of a lower high here yet. So you can very much see a bounce back towards 235 before you head all the way down all over again. SOXX. So I've been warning about SOXX, guys. All right, SOXX, you broke again. This is actually a falling wedge. You broke within this falling wedge, guys. And in case you guys think I just make these patterns up, you rejected here, right? You rejected here, you rejected here, you rejected here, you rejected here. So this trend is valid, right? Then you broke out. Okay, you attempted to break out. Then you broke back down, and then you broke out higher, and then you ended up making the projected short-term projected move. Now you're making lower highs, high here, lower high here, and then you are currently rejecting the inside of this falling wedge. You can easily break out of here and head back towards 210, but from there, until you get above 210, I would even argue and say 215 on SOXX. I still think the market has more downside to go. Semiconductor ETFs are not falling in line with what's currently happening with this upside in the market. Can that change? Absolutely. We got a lot of news coming in. So yes, that can change. But for now, I don't trust this move. All right. I would take profit as fast as I can. Nvidia. So in the Discord, I talked about Nvidia hitting this level right here. So let's zoom out real quick so we can get an idea. I know it looks crazy, so bear with me. 117 was your key level here. You're above it after hours. That's great. But you're still below the 200 MA. Okay, you're below the 200 MA on Nvidia. So this is again, this is why I'm finding it hard to believe that the bottom is in. All right, so you have your head and shoulders pattern here, shoulder, head, shoulder, right? You rejected this trend line pre-market, or not pre-market, before market close, and you're still below the 200 in May. Until Nvidia gets above 122, I got nothing for you. Okay, so again, I want to see semiconductor ETFs and semiconductors as a whole fall in line with the overall market's movement towards the upside. Until then, I don't trust this upside. Okay, so IWM Russell. So your key level here is 211, 210, give or take. After that, you're looking at a move towards 213. I'm sorry, 213, then 215. After that, 217, and then from there, you're looking at a move towards 220. Russell is below the 200 MA. Institutions are absolutely loading up puts on this thing like madmen. So I do imagine that we're going to see not a pump, a dump towards the downside all over again. And if the Russell is planning on dumping based on whatever news, because the Russell is very, very sensitive to news, I imagine that the overall market, or not the overall market, but at least the tech sector side of the market is going to tank as well. Again, the Russell is very sensitive to news. If you correlate that with our president, we might have bad news coming up when it comes to tariffs all over again. Now I know there's rumors about a tariff rollback when it comes to Canada and Mexico. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Russell very sensitive to news. But institutions are absolutely loading up puts on this thing. Got 206 calls that expired this Friday that came in. No, not crazy premiums. I'm trying to find these puts, but might not be able to find them. But yeah, in regards to the Russell, I think it has more downside. I gave you guys a target of 205. As you guys can see here, an institution loaded up March 21st puts with a 197 strike, 3.50 million premium. Okay, let me actually zoom over for you guys, or scroll over, right? So IWM, March 21st, 2025, 197 strike puts. They were loaded up at 207.9. Quantity is insane, 19,990 contracts, right? Then your premium 3.5 million. Sentiment is bearish, and then you have your exchange slash institution there, and then 195 puts were loaded here. And this is not the only one. I mean, there's plenty of more, but I don't want to spend all day on quant data and just holding you guys up on this thing. But yeah, um, institutions are bearish on the Russell so far, so we'll have to wait and see. But obviously, the Russell drops, the market is probably going to drop soon as well. All right, Apple. 237. All right, 237 was your key level. It's currently above it after hours, but take it with a grain of salt. I don't really take after hours seriously. A lot of people do, but I just don't, unless it's like a major move towards the upside or downside. But when you have like little trickling moves like this, I don't really care for it. All right, but right now, Apple is below resistance at around 237.4. So still bearish on this thing. Okay, still bearish on Apple. I mean, I know someone out there is like, man, I hope he changes his mind one day, but yeah, I'm still bearish on this. Below 237, you're looking at 235. 235, you're looking at 233. Bulls absolutely need to hold 233. All right. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for Apple. We're actually in leap puts on Apple, believe it or not. I think this thing is going to head towards the low 200s, 206, if not much lower than that. You have a lot of gaps towards the downside when it comes to Apple, and institutions are also in these plays as well. All right. So don't think I'm just blindly trading this or anything like that. I do what the institutions do. Why? Because they're millionaires and billionaires for a reason. All right. So I'm going to follow the guys that actually make money in this market, not retail. All right. So you're also on a weekly time frame, high, lower high. I mean, simple as that, guys. All right, so that's what I got for Apple. I'm just bearish on the thing. Okay, I don't know what else I can tell you here. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really, really taking its time here, but I think it's going to head back towards the low 70Ks again. This huge wick right here on the weekly time frame is eventually going to get taken out. All right, that's why it's like you see it slowly trickling down here. It's slowly making this move towards the downside. So yeah, very interesting. So yeah, I think Bitcoin is still going to head towards 73K. That's pretty much all I have for this thing. If it gets above, what was it? Let me actually go to the daily time frame and double check. It gets about 95K again. I said this plenty of times before. Then we could start talking about upside. All right, 95K break retest, then 99K. You get about 100K. We're in the money, people. All right, so that's pretty much all I have for this video. Discord link is in the description below. I mean, it's been a crazy few weeks, guys. I'm absolutely grateful for a lot of you. Even if you don't join the Discord, I'm truly grateful for your comments, your words, all that fun stuff. A lot of you are like, "He's the top two analyst," and I'm just like, "That's insane." Like, I don't think I'm that, I don't think I'm that great, but I do appreciate the love and the comments and the comments below, and even the trolls. There's always going to be a hater or a troll, but I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Discord members all the way. We're going to keep this thing going. It's only March. We got a whole year ahead of us. We're going to keep going, guys, and I hope to provide